G'day folks. Well, Griff's rear mount turbo has been down to the track and we've given her a shakedown. I put a couple of vids up. I've got another 2 more to put up. I might do that later in the week. She has performed incredible, guys. She is unbelievable. It blew me out of the water how well this little motor goes. And I've just got to make a mention though that the whole time I was down there, I never went full throttle with it. Only because I was just a little bit nervous removing the intercooler, and I really didn't know what the air intake temps were, so it was a bit of a guess. So we just sort of tread lightly. We didn't sort of push too hard, but we got going fairly nice. Buzzed it up to about 5.5 a couple of times, and oh God, it's a good motor. This, and I've mentioned it on a few little comments in the video, in the comments section, guys. This little engine is more suited for circuit racing than that 355. And I'll just go quickly on it and I'll let you know why. First off, the 355 is a beautiful engine. Don't get me wrong, it delivered incredible power, but it was a little bit too much as it ramped up in boost. It was a bit too aggressive. And this little 308, on the other hand, is a little bit more linear. It still seems to look I've done so many changes, guys, it's ridiculous, but I'll try and stay on track and give you the reason why I love this little motor, probably a little bit more so than the 355. It's a little bit more linear as it ramps up in the boost, but it's more revvy. It seems to want to rev, and I've only just started to tickle it. I haven't even really opened it up. It's just, I will do, it's only going to take a little bit of time, but the signs are unbelievable. And that's what you want for circuit racing. You don't need, see, torque is a good thing, but it gets a bit uncontrollable, especially when at the minute the tyres really aren't doing the job like they should, and it's really stressing that gearbox, that automatic transmission, that 355. Whereas this little motor is just a little bit more softer as it ramps, but once it gets going and the boost is on, it's incredible. It pulls harder. Whereas the 355 was incredible, you know, as soon as it ramped, and it did rev, but this thing here seems to want to keep pulling, and I think it's going to pull harder, and that's what you want. So I've really found the sweet spot for what I do with the car. If I was drag racing it or wanted a bit of fun, yeah, put that 355 in. You wouldn't think twice about it. But like I said, for what I do need power, but I need usable power. And I think this engine is going to be fantastic. So we'll see. We'll give it 12 months and see how it really performs. And once I get that water meth sorted out on it and we can go up in boost, and I think it's going to be incredible. I think it's going to be an incredibly fast engine and a fast little car. Since I've pulled the weight out of it, guys, at the front, it feels really, really light in the front. The camber on the front has made a huge difference. The way it turns in, it almost was at the point before of understeer, but it feels so planted in the front now. And that's a really good feeling. So, oh look, I'm really moving in the right steps. or moving forward in the right way with this car. Everything I seem to do to it, guys, is really making a big difference. So it's really given me a lot of confidence now with my ability and the direction where I'm heading with it. So, oh, it's fantastic, it really is. I was only 50-70% throttled a lot of the time, and oh, it's incredible, it really is. So I'm just so blown away with it, guys. I really feel I've hit the mark, especially pulling that intercooler off. It's very spooly, I said to a comment, in a comment, and I mean that you get to the point of that transition period where it starts to ramp, and it's like a tacho. You can just put the foot down and the boost response is so quick, whereas before there was a slight delay. And I always put it down to a rear mount. But no, it was that intercooler. And having to fill it and push through it, and a little bit of extra piping, it created that sort of delay effect. Well, now it's so responsive. Unbelievable. So I think we're really on a winner here, guys. I think once this water meth or the water injection I get sort of running on it, well, then I can sort of lean on it a little bit more. And that was a lot of the reason I didn't push too hard, because I didn't want issues regarding detonation or anything like that. So I just sort of kept back a little bit and just babied it a little bit and gave it a bit of a shakedown, and it's come through trumps. The oil pressure, unbelievable. Oh, it never faltered once. The cooling of it hovered around 140, 150, it just wouldn't warm up. That's a good sign, that's what I want, because if I really push the car, well, I know at least now I can sort of keep a lid on things quite comfortably. So, oh, it's incredible. It's really starting to transform now to that real next level stuff that I wanted. I never got round to doing the bonnet, I just couldn't be bothered with it. So for the sake of a kilo or maybe a little bit more, oh look, at the end of the day, I think I'll just leave it. Yeah. You know the scavenge oiling mod I did at the back of the heads, guys? And I've run that scavenge pump. Well, it's working. There's oil all under the pipeline. So it's obviously getting to a point where it can't get rid of the oil quick enough. And so the pump now is kicking into gear. I'll give you a little look at it. Just excuse I've got a couple of little leaks. I've got a little transmission leak near the cooler, and this little scavenge pump's leaking too. And that's nothing, I'll fix it. But excuse the little untidy shielding. It was only a last minute ditch effort to get it going, so I'll pull it off and I'll do a nicer job. I'll get some more shielding and do a nicer job. But you can see the oil in the lines, it's chock-a-block. So to me that's working, it's doing its job, guys. I mean, it's getting to a point where it's can't drain out of the heads quick enough, and the pump's taken over and doing its job. So that's great. Oh, I love it. I'm absolutely wrapped with it. So that little bit of method that I had there works. And that was the whole point, getting the oil out of the heads, bypassing the internal part of the engine and dumping it straight into the bottom of the sump. Yes, you're still going to get oil go through the bleed holes of the heads, but this helps. If we ever get too much, it'll help evacuate the oil out and bypass it. And that was the whole point of it. And I'm so thrilled with it, guys. I really am. My sump is works like a beast. I actually didn't show you guys when it was sitting on the ground. Oh, it's perfect. It is perfect height, so I'm really, really wrapped with it. All this sort of hard work's paying off, guys. It really is. I've got a tiny, I'll show you now, I've got a tiny little leak. And it actually, and only when I put it on the trailer I noticed, but I had a tiny little leak just in here. For some reason the silicone didn't quite take up. It's all, and that's the same deal on the back of the manifold. I had a sort of an 1/8 thou clearance, and I ended up having to just put a little bit of silicone over it to fix it, and it hasn't leaked since. But I've got a little bit of a leak out here. She weeped out and down below, so I'll fix him up. But other than that, I've got no other leaks around the sump or anywhere else on the engine, so I'm really happy with that, you know, the way that sort of come together, guys. It's fantastic. Yes, so, well, the next thing I'm going to do, look, I'm not going to go down to the club day next weekend. I've sort of got to a point now, guys. I really want that cage in. The weather's still not looking real good. They're saying a few mil of rain, but there's rain either side of the Sunday, so I thought, well, bugger it. I think I'll just put it back up on the stands and address a few other little issues, like I said, the little transmission leaks and the shielding I can do. I really need to put some coolant in it and a few other little bits and pieces, but I thought, no, my next little plan of attack now, while I've got the opportunity, we're heading into winter, let's do the cage. So I've got him up already in position to do, and yes, I'm going to tackle it. Well, what my plan is, guys, I'm actually going to fit it myself. I was going to get a fella to give me a hand with it, but what I'll do, I'm going to install it myself and tack it all in there. And what I'll do is where the hoop is, this is where it gets a little bit interesting. So the main part here of the hoop, I'll obviously break this part off it, but you've got to sort of ratchet strap the hoop, bend it in a little bit so you can run a weld above the top on both sides for the front hoop and the rear hoop, or the rear bar and the front bar, I should say, and that allows you a bit of clearance above the sort of, you're probably going about that much, maybe 50-60 mil of clearance, and then you can get a weld above the top around the top part. But I'm going to MIG it because Heath reckons it's quite a challenge to TIG over the top of it. But if I can get a little bit of MIG over the top, and then once I've got it sort of all tacked in, and then I can get my my little TIG man in, he can finish it all off once it's all sort of tacked in there. So that's what I'm going to do, and that'll save a few bucks too. And I really want to do everything myself. I'm just got to the point now where this is the whole point of the car, doing everything yourself, guys. I don't really want to handball stuff off to other people if I can help it. I know there's certain things that you can't do, guys. You've just got to get, go and pay someone to do it. But if I can do sort of 99% of it myself, I'm going to have a crack at it and do it. And I think I'm doing okay with it. So yeah, I'll do the back arms too, guys, while I'm doing it, and we'll dive in deep with that one. So because I have had a bit of pinion vibration, you could feel it when the car's moving up and down. She was sort of coming and going a bit, and that's been with it the whole time. I'm going to fix that. So the cage and the back arms, and we'll take her out again. And I reckon next time I'll take it out, guys, I want to take it to Baskerville, and that's down the south of the state. They've resurfaced that track, and I really want to give it a shakedown run down there. So we'll see, but I definitely want to head down over the winter period to Barsky, and we'll see what happens with Simmons again. Maybe if we give it a quick shakedown run and then head to Barsky, because I want to make sure it's spot on before I take it all the way down there, because it's a fair old drive to drag it down. But no, guys, she's all come together, and it's all really starting to take shape, and oh God, I'm happy with it. But I'm a bit exhausted about it all at the minute, so I'm going to have a little bit of time off it. I'll slowly start pulling the inside of it out, because I've got to pull the fuel tank and seats out of it, the battery, and sort of, yeah, I want to pull the hood lining out of it too, because I want to paint it all the same colour, the mandarin red, and go from there. But we'll keep chipping away. I keep saying it too every time, but But I'll do the little scavenge pump vid, and I'll just show you. I just want to show you, I don't know why, I just want to show you guys how well they pump those little suckers. And I still want to show that dude the port matching. It's just my way of doing it. It's probably not the perfect way, but I found when I did it, it actually worked quite well. So I've got a manifold there, but I'll probably do that in the next day or two. I'll pop a little vid up and show you that and the port matching. Alright folks, well that's about summing it up on how it went the other day when I took it down, or yesterday when I took it down, and very happy. She's fantastic. So yeah, to me that's a huge win. As far as the ignition goes, guys, I'll just touch on that. I don't know at this stage. I haven't even bothered looking into it, but I'll quickly show you actually. Rob mentioned that it might be the coil, but that coil there, Rob, wasn't even warm. So I don't know if that's the culprit or the MSD box, which I've got mounted in under here, and I'll show you guys. Yeah, that was quite warm. It's probably not a real good shot of it, sorry, but yeah, that was really warm, that. So maybe it's got a thermal overload switch in it. I'll have to look into that one and do a bit of learning on it. But yeah, cutting out and then sort of starting up a few minutes later. Yeah, I don't want that all the time. I've sort of got to sort something out there. Whether I maybe put that in a better position where it gets a bit of more airflow, or try and get a little bit of ducting to it, because it does get hot in here now. Oh, it was unbelievable. Even down there yesterday, I was sweating, and it was a very cool day. So that's the thing with them turbos, the exhaust system gets so hot on it. It's just pressurised up and it blasts the heat out and straight through the floor. That's the trade-off, guys. There's the heat. Alright, well I'll pop one up soon, guys, so I hope you enjoy my little journey now. I tell you what, I'm nearly hit 1,000 subs too. That's a nice little milestone, so yeah, it's a good little accomplishment. Alright folks, well I'll stop my babbling now and I'll catch you later.